So have we been able to find, or have you been able to find anything that distinguishes these so-called, the ones that aren't used, aren't done, aren't created by human agencies, or created by other intelligent agencies, as opposed to the ones that are created by us, or at least as us as vehicles? I mean, is there any difference in your mind, or is there any possibility of telling the difference, telling them apart?
When I first went over there, I thought they were all non-man-made.
Right.
And then I realized some of them were man-made. And now I think I've never been in one that wasn't man-made, as shocking as that may sound.
So are you?
Because I've only been involved since '97. I wasn't with the original, the newer ones in the early '90s and '80s. So the ones I've seen, I can comfortably say I think I can identify each circle with a particular group of people that I know, of circle makers.
Would it be fair to say that at this point you don't think any of them might be
no,
created by other?
I just saying the ones I've been in England.
Okay. So what
not.
is
It doesn't. It's a big planet. They happen all over the place. I just haven't seen it myself where I've walked in one. I was in a place in Canada, in Ontario, up by Lake Barry, where there was the remains of one. We talked to the farmer. That could have been one of the original phenomena. That's one of the few I've seen actually here in North America. But the vast majority I've seen are like these we're seeing on the screen right now. England, very complicated, intricate formations. And those, I believe, are the man-made ones. Now, the phenomena could be happening, and it's just out of the way. We don't see it. We don't even know what the purpose of the original ones, what the purpose was.
Okay.
But
so what makes you think then that that any of them could have been made by anything other than human beings?
From the witness testimony. I'll just give you an example.
Okay.
I know a woman, Joy French, up in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, who holds UFO meetings for UFO contactees because she had her experience once where she lost time, the truck stalled, they went out, the light came down, she lost about 8 hours. So you became very curious about UFOs. I was there where I heard a woman say they were out picking huckleberries, one afternoon up in the hills around Coeur d'Alene. A disc came over, and it landed just for about 20 seconds or hovered over a meadow. And there was this radial lay in a perfect circle out from the center of where it had been. Then it took off again. Okay. They went down, called the Forest Service. National Guard came up with equipment and closed the area off, told them to leave. It was closed for a couple of days. The guys were up there taking soil samples, everything. Okay, so we know from the witness testimony that people have seen these, and that's the original phenomenon. And it happens in Canada. I spoke to a farmer once who had seen it happen near his field. So UFOs are associated from eyewitness testimony with crop circles. What the purpose is, the motive, I don't totally know. Is it just the propulsion system flattening the wheat down, or is there some intention behind it? Hard to say.
I see.
But there's a lot of witnesses in England from the work of Colin Andrews, for example, of these balls of light being seen near where the crop circles were, hovering over the field.
But the balls of light come with the man-made ones as well.
They do. This is what makes this whole topic so interesting and so complex. Balls of light have been associated with the formation of some simple circles. A farmer will go out, maybe early in the morning, someone's walking their dog, they see a glowing sphere, maybe a slight buzzing sound, they go out, all of a sudden there's a crop circle. Simple circle.
But these balls of light have been seen in lots of different pictures. I remember Paula Harris showing me pictures after picture, in her books and other places where the UFO observatory down near Crestone. I went down there and I went into the observatory, and they had these balls of light that were taking pictures right outside the UFO observatory. I mean, they're all over the place.
Right, and they've been seen in and around crop circles too. And they are, as you say, they are also attracted to crop circles. And we do have some pictures of these, some of which I believe are genuine, actual pictures of something anomalous over crop circles. Can we get that on the camera?
Can we get that on the CG? Can we just get a camera on?
Here's one. Picture? Look at this one. Now this is a known man-made formation. And there we go. This is one that Koch and Kyborg did, these German researchers. Kyborg is unfortunately recently deceased, but they used to make one every year just to communicate with the intelligence. They would tell everyone ahead of time, we're going to make this, pay the farmer. We're out there nearby doing a group meditation up here on Woodborough Hill. One of their German friends just happens to be approaching and stops to take a picture. and this is on there.
Wow.
Now, what is it? I don't know, but they're associated around crop circles. They are definitely real, and there's a couple possibilities of what these are. Here's another one over the Barbary Formation, 1999. A very fast-moving object that did a right-angle turn. Now, if it's just a piece of rubbish in the air, it's not going to do a 90-degree turn like that. So they seem to have some sort of intention and some sort of directionality. And sometimes they disappear off of the camera as you're taking a look. Just right through the viewfinder, they gone, poof. So there's a number of possibilities of what these could be. They could be a life form that we don't know about yet that has some intelligence. They could be a probe from a UFO that has been released from a mothership somewhere to check out the crop circles. Like we check them out, someone else wants to check them out. If some of these, like I believe, are man-made, many of these man-made, it'd be a good way to check up on the state of human mathematical ability and general intelligence to see what circles we're making, right? The more complex the math, the more you know something about the evolution of the species. Mm-hmm. And they could be actually just UFOs themselves that have become very small or something. I mean, there's a number of possibilities.
Whatever they are, they seem to be benign.
They seem to be benign. They can cause, there is one case where they caused a tractor to stall over Alton Barnes in 1991.
Is that a bad thing? Maybe it was.
No, it stalled for about, but this is what we see around UFOs too. This is what makes it interesting. The tractor stalled for about 20 seconds or so, and there's video of it happening. The tractor driver went into the pub and told his buddies, and they laughed at him, and he didn't talk about it ever again until some researchers who had the video, someone was sitting up on the hill filming this. Oh, wow. The ball light goes over. He just said, tractor just stopped. It's a diesel tractor, not much electronics there. But this is what we hear around UFO reports. So these balls of light have also been seen around top secret experimental airplanes. There's a video of one of them around the shuttle, one about the Concorde, so forth. So looks like the same sort of thing, checking out our advanced technology, and crop circles, I believe, are a type of advanced technology. Okay. They're checking those out too. But they're another mystery surrounding the crop circle phenomena that is definitely real and makes the whole thing all the more interesting.
Did you ever hear of Carol Anthony? She was co-writer of the new sort of a modern I Ching.
No.
It's one of the great. I love it. It just puts it in modern terms, but it also gets into the deeper spiritual aspects of the I Ching. And she's convinced that these balls of light are like what they call the helpers in the I Ching. They're parts. They're actually there. They're parts of our greater self that are there to help us. Yeah, I mean,
it's certainly possible. Joe, there's another explanation for these balls of light. I've read about this in New Scientist magazine. They're seen before earthquakes.
I didn't realize.
And what it has to do with is stresses on the plate tectonics generate static charge. They were seen in China in the earthquake that was there a couple of months ago. People saw they are associated with earthquakes. I don't know if it's the same thing we're seeing by the crop circles. There is something the Aborigines call the min-min. The min-min is something that you see up there that is a reflection. When the atmosphere is in a certain way, it becomes like a mirror and reflects a light over the horizon. And I did see one myself up right below a cloud in a field. Just when I started to think, actually, I'll tell you the truth, I was thinking about making a crop circle. I didn't actually do anything, but I was thinking if I thought I'd make my first one a little tiny something just for fun to see if it was. I picked a field. I had my board in the back. Now, don't tell anyone about this, Joe. It's between me and you, all right?
Just me and you and a million.
I'm telling the truth here. I was going to make one.
Don't anybody ever
and I didn't ask.
This.
I didn't ask permission. It was going to be a tiny little thing about this big. I mean, really small. I mean, But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to make one myself? I was thinking, what shape would I make? And this ball of light appeared below the cloud. It was flashing these different colors. We slowed it down on the video camera. I said, after about 2 minutes, I said, take a picture. I was like, I was just hypnotized by it.
Was there a picture taken?
Yes, we have video. We slowed it down. And it's flashing a different color every frame, 30 frames a second. Green and orange.
These are just taken in, they show up in photographs. I mean, they weren't seen by anybody. They just took a picture of whoever, at a wedding, and there are these balls of light hanging out. Somehow the photographic lens picks it up.
And our eyes don't see it. Right. In this case, this was visible, and it was below a cloud. 2 military helicopters came into the area a few minutes later, and the thing just disappeared.
They're checking them out, too.
So, I mean, I saw this myself. It's definitely, I don't know if it's the same phenomena, but it's associated with the crop circle phenomena, and it just adds to the mystery of the whole process.